Hello everyone! In this video we will talk about variables and dynamic typing in Python. This is the third video from series of Python for beginners. You can check my previous videos for full tutorial or just this one separately if you want to know more just about the variables. So in this series we are learning Python 3 and today all of the examples will be shown in terminal using interactive Python prompt. So be sure you have a Python installed to follow these video examples. So let's begin with variables. But firstly, let's open our Python prompt, and to do that we just need to type Python, and we are here. So what is variable? Variable are simply names created by you or Python that are used to keep track of information in your program. So if I would write, for example, a equal 1, then a will be variable. It doesn't have to be one letter or etc. You can name it whenever you want. You can name it 1 equal 1 or number equal 1 or anything. So for us it will be just a, just to have a simple example. So I created a variable a, and this variable will point to an object 1, which is an integer. So to explain, Python will perform three steps. So let me just press enter, and we just perform 3 steps. Created an object to represent the value 1, then create the variable a, and after that link the variable a to the new object 1. In Python, types are determined automatically at runtime, not in response to declaration in your code, and it's called dynamic typing model, which is mean that you don't need to declare your variables and type of the variable ahead. You just need to assign variable to a specific object. So we never declare variables ahead of time. To use variables, we just need to assign it, and after we can use it in the code. So for now we assigned a to 1, and now we can use it. We can do something with a. So first just call it and we will get the result 1, or we can do a plus 2 and get the result, and etc. So now we can use it in our code whenever we need it, and we know that this a refers to the object that is 1 for us, that is integer. So variables are created when they first assign a value, and variables are replaced with their value when used in expression. So as we just show, instead of a, we used 1 and added to 2 and got the result 3. So instead of this variable, we get the object that variables refers to. Future assignment change the value if it's already for already created name. So for example, if we can reassign our a to 2, and for now if we will call, we will see that a is 2 now. If we will add a plus 2, we will get the 4, not 3, because for now a points to the object 2, not to the object 1. Variable has never has any type information or constraints associated with it. The notion of types lives within an object. Variables are generic in nature. They simply refer to a particular object at a particular point of time. When variable appears in expression, it's immediately replaced with an object that is currently refers. So for example, we can check the type for our variable, which is type. We can use the Python built-in function type, as you already know from previous videos, and we can check what is it's the type, and we got the result that it's an integer. But then let's just reassign our a to different object. So for now 8 point not to 2 but to 1.0, and check the type now. If we will check it now, we will see that it's float, it's changed. But to explain, we did not change the type of the variable because variable don't have a type. We just reassigned our variable to a different object that has a different type. And when we called function type A, instead of A in our expression, we set the object that A is refers. So we could just do the same. Type 1, we got the integer. Type 1.0, we got the float. So instead of the A, we set here the object that A are pointing to. So this is the whole point of the variables. Variables always link to an object and never to other variables. The link from variables to object are called reference in Python. So we could say that our variable A refers to the object 1.0, which is float. Objects, on the other hand, know what type they are. So each object contains a header field that tags the object with its type. So because object knows their type, variable don't have to know them. So that is why when we when we use our built-in function type A, we check the type of the object but not the variable. But what happened when we reassigned our variable from 2 to 1.0? So what happened with this integer 2 and this integer 1? Where are they now? So whenever the names is assigned to a new object, the space in memory held by prior object is reclaimed if it's not referred by any other name or object. So this automatic reclamation of object space is known as the garbage collection. So as our 1 and our 2 is not referred to any other variable, Python will just automatically reclaim it. And now let's assign our new variable, for example b, and assign it to our oldest variable a. And let's just run and see what b will be now. B, it's the 1.0, the same as a. We created this new variable b, and as a result we will have that a and b referring to the same object. So they both referring to this 1.0. This scenario in Python with multiple names referring to the same object is usually called a shared reference. Note that variables a and b are not linked to each other directly. As mentioned before, there is no way to link one variable to another. So both variables just pointing to the same object. So now if we will change our a and link it to a different object, it doesn't mean that we will change b. So let's just do it. So for example, we will change a to 4 for different object, and if we will call a, we will see that it's 4, but if we will call b, we will see that it's still 1.0. Our reclamation of the a did not change our b, even though if we declared our b like that. So this is the basics about variables. Just remember that the variables is the names, that the variables are referring to the objects, that they don't have a type. You can refer a few variables to the same object and etc. And you can name them in a way that you want. The good practice to name your variables is to by explaining what this variable is. So for example, if you wrote in the program where you count the apples, so you would name your variable number of apples equal 10. So it would be a good naming, so everybody who will see your code will understand that this 10 is the number of apples. So that's all for today. I hope you get the idea behind dynamic typing and variables in Python. If you find this video useful, leave your reaction. For more videos and support me, please subscribe to my channel. And remember, knowledge is our superpower.